A spectacular performance. Curry from half court.
Sometimes, something looks like it's been there a while.
We're here after a very disappointing, heartbreaking, soul-wrenching.
After buzzer just sounded.
The buzzer just sounded. It's definitely not a 12-hour gap between. We just as in last night, we watched the Lakers and Warriors. You may be hearing the comedic, animated yawns of Thomas in the background. That is really how he yawns, like a cartoon character straight out of Looney Tunes. The Lakers and the Warriors, double OT last night. Absolute thriller. Thomas, I'm actually fasting right now, so can you not drink water? Thanks so much. The Warriors and the Lakers, double OT, 143 to 142. First word that comes to mind. What first word to describe the game, guys? Starting with Wes. Let's go.
I want to say
Electric.
heartbreaking, but
Exhilarating. Legendary.
humble, I
what?
guess. But it's like I'm used to it,
Okay.
so
Okay. That's a good word, honestly. Thomas is gonna come up with some casual, stupid word. Go ahead, Thomas.
I'd already said my 3 words.
It's one.
I said electric, exhilarating, and legendary.
Okay. I'd have to go with soul wrenching.
soul wrenching.
Soul wrenching.
It's heart wrenching, isn't it? Heart wrenching.
But this is a tier above that. Soul wrenching. Painful. Just unbelievable, man.
Oh, it's only one word, sorry.
Every moment where it looked like, okay, the game is over. We somehow came and we got a big bucket. But then the second looked like, hey, we may actually win when Steph hit that 3. Oh my God, on Anthony Davis. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Then it was like, okay, maybe we could actually win. And then we proceeded to lose. What's some big factors to why we lost? Is it just based off what we've been talking about last, I guess, 5 episodes, 6 episodes since the beginning of the season?
I mean, one thing I did want to point out is that, like, while we've been really terrible in the clutch, Steph has not really been that bad in the clutch. It's mainly just he has no help around him. And like I know Clay gave us that one shot to send into the first or second overtime. But like other than that,
Gorgeous play execution.
like Wiggins missing those free throws, he had basically no help. Steph did. So
absolutely,
that's kind of what I point to.
Absolutely, and I kind of hinted at this
free throws.
Those free throws were like, oh my God, it's yeah. I mean, there's no words to it, I guess, but I think one thing I did notice, see, in the end of the fourth and the first and second OT, it was an extremely playoff-esque vibe. And in that vibe, I noticed our second unit basically disappeared. Trayce Jackson-Davis, I don't even think was on the court. Maybe I think he came on. Sorry, go ahead.
Those guys weren't getting any minutes.
They got no minutes. That's exactly my point. And it's a little bit scary because in the playoffs, what's the plan there? Like what? You're just gonna spam Steph?
In the playoffs.
You're gonna spam Steph.
Yeah, I mean the playoffs you usually play your starters like 40 minutes a game.
True, but what you have to understand is you're playing your starters 40 minutes a game, but even with the starters, we have one scoring option, which is Steph. And even with the starters, it was like everyone knew what was going to happen. It's going to be a Steph play. Except for the one Clay three-pointer to head into, I think, second OT or...
First or second, I forget which one.
Yeah. Other than that, but every play was Steph bringing up the ball. It was basically Steph scoring. Like, I'm actually interested to see how many points were scored by people other than Steph in the second.
I mean, Wiggins had like 22 points. He had like an all right game. It's just that like in the clutch, he completely. And I think like on offense, I want the ball in Steph's hands no matter what. Like I don't care who's having a good game. I want Steph to have the ball, but based on those free throws, that's just like you're unreliable. Like that's kind of like the bare minimum. Like have Steph hit the tough shots, but we need you to make your free throws.
That's just unacceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think it's fitting that the game ended on a failure to get a stop, even after all that. Like,
yeah.
It feels kind of fitting, I guess. I already used the word, but it,
Yeah,
it
it
just
really
like
just
after
feels
all
really
that.
fitting.
Shut up. All just like because all of that fucking like all that anxiety, like all just like this incredibly electric game, just like all of these big moments, all these big shots, and at the end, it's just okay. Like we can't stop LeBron from driving into the paint if he really wants to, and it's frustrating.
Yeah,
I wish
and
somebody.
as big of a hater I am, and as we are, LeBron was cooking. He was absolutely cooking, and it's heartbreaking to say that, but holy crap, he is a 39-year-old dude, bro. I know Thomas. I apologize. I see the face. You're about to
Need
puke.
me
I
to say it?
apologize. It's actually unbelievable.
I
He's
don't care.
he's the second greatest player of all time. I mean, it doesn't change the fact that he's the second greatest of all time.
Not moved.
But
Not moved.
you could appreciate greatness, and that is greatness. I have to admit, as an unbiased, objective sports commentator, that is just greatness, dude. White beard, bro, looks old as hell. Like my dad, my whole family's over last night. We had like 8, 9 people. I mean, it just so happened that everyone was over, and we watched like the best game of the season, probably one of the best games of my life, a double OT thriller with Steph and LeBron. But
I mean, of the season, maybe of your whole life, bro. Come on.
I mean, it's up
20,
there, dude. It's up there,
2024, and it's still Steph and LeBron.
dude. That's what I'm trying to say, bro.
Most
It's
electric
2024.
fucking.
That's what I'm trying to say. LeBron and Steph, they met with each other afterwards, and they were like, "Man, how do we keep like getting better?" I
Doing
think they said,
this.
"Hey,
Yeah.
or something like doing this or doing better or something like that."
Every
And it's true. You look at LeBron James, dude. I have to take a segment to just appreciate him because he truly is
No,
great.
we don't need to do this.
He truly
please.
is great, bro. In the first OT, like when he started, bro, you're thinking this guy's 39. He's gonna, step off the gas, skip the ball to 80, standing there, and you said, oh, we gotta put like a good defender on him, bro. Wiggins was guarding him that first play, and all he did, jab, boom, wet like water three, start the OT, and he just was really controlling the momentum. The only time where I felt like, okay, we are in the driver's seat was when Steph hit that 3 on AD. Momentum was on our side. I really thought, hey, we could actually do this. But what ended up happening? LeBron freaking James went onto
Well,
the
also,
other
like
side.
that's not true. What actually ended up happening is that D'Angelo Russell hit one of the most ridiculous threes in transition I've seen in a
1-3.
long
I
time,
agree, 1-3.
considering the situation.
But other than that, it was LeBron.
That's what got them
Bro,
back
That's
to the
what swung
game.
the momentum. Yeah, that's
That's
swung the
literally what
that's
momentum
swung
what
the
back
swung the
momentum.
momentum towards their way. No. Also, they had the momentum throughout the first OT. We were behind. We were
We were.
behind. So how did we have the momentum if we were behind?
Well, as you said, when Steph hit that three, that was the first time it's like, oh, wait a second, the Warriors are
Exactly.
ahead.
And that was
They're in the
second
driver's
OT.
seat.
That was the end of second OT. So that's what I'm trying to say. So
No,
throughout,
that was the yeah, that was the end of the second OT. That D'Angelo Russell three was also the end of the second OT.
exactly. But what I'm
That's
trying
what
to
stole the momentum back for them.
oh yeah, sure. I'm saying something else. So I'm saying, but throughout up until that point, LeBron was dominating. Yeah, that three was helpful to LeBron, obviously, because LeBron didn't hit that shot. And D'Lo showed up all of a sudden. He was having an atrocious first half.
Fucking
He's
D'Lo,
having
man.
you're just having an atrocious like performance in general. But hey, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you make the one
yeah.
shot that matters. That's what people are
Dude,
gonna care about.
I feel like, my God, it's just something about the Warriors and Lakers, man. Last time it was what's that guy's name? Goofy haircut. Uh
Lonnie Walker.
Lonnie
Yeah, Lonnie
Walker.
Walker,
Piece
bro.
of shit.
I know, my God. Like I think it's something about the Lakers and Warriors that really get some bum up and going. But yeah, jokes aside, of course, I mean, I'm not trying to say this LeBron is the greatest of all time, but you really have to appreciate that 39 years of age and he's hooping like he's a kid. It's actually unbelievable. Like every time the shot was like panning to him, bro, I couldn't believe it. This guy's beard is white. He looks old as hell, but he still somehow is hooping like, oh my God. And I genuinely thought OT, he's gonna be gassed. This guy's 39 years old. There's no way he's gonna be like full out hooping out there. But I mean, he did, and it's unfortunate because that's really what he really led the Lakers to win. Of course, credit to D'Lo for that insane shot. which honestly wasn't even a good shot. He kind of like stopped in
It was a
transition.
terrible
It
shot,
was a
dude.
terrible shot. He just
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah.
Draymond was even kind of there.
He was ice cold. He hadn't hit. He had like had 2 turnovers. He had missed some shots, and then boom, he gets the ball. He takes it himself up in transition and just launches this wild three, and it goes in. And you know what? God bless him, right? Because when you hit a shot like that, nobody can say anything.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah. I feel like the
that was
Lakers are in a
heartbreaking.
similar predicament where they're like, can we like our guy is so old, like Steph's so old, LeBron's so old. Is it worth like still going all in on them to try to win a title, you know? But
well,
yeah.
the
And I think
Lakers
we
are the Lakers. I think are an even different situation because LeBron is generally so vocal and so forceful about making things happen that something tells me that whether the front office views it as a smart decision or not, they'll go
it's
in on
gonna happen.
something because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
always do when it's LeBron.
I also feel
I
like
mean, the Warriors
but
the Warriors
you
is a
know,
separate conversation,
but
but
no, but Thomas,
yeah,
I'll tell you one thing. I don't. I think the Lakers franchise are in a unique situation. The front office is in a unique situation because next season LeBron is leaving for sure. For sure, he's
that
leaving.
is also true.
Wherever Bronny James goes, he's gonna go. And I don't know like the order of the draft or like the probability of the draft picks or whatever.
Whichever team has the last pick,
Honestly, unironically, he's not that good.
he's that bad.
I mean,
He's so fucking
Thomas,
terrible.
you're a lot more in college basketball. How is bro doing?
He's bad. He's just like a bad player. Like, I mean, it's
I mean,
not
just
like
they
okay,
probably
like he's the worst player
whoever
in
drafts him
college
is just trying to get
basketball.
LeBron. Whoever's drafting him just tries to get
Yeah,
LeBron.
absolutely.
That's
He would not be considered a player who should declare for this draft. It wasn't for LeBron. He'd be the kind of player who's like, okay, he needs to spend like 2 or 3 years in college to start, building some skills that are NBA level. But instead, he's gonna leave after 1 year because LeBron wants to be able to play with his son before he's like fucking 55 years old. So that's the nature of the situation. But no, I mean, Bronny James is not a draftable level player
And it's
outside of the
unfortunate. It's
context of
really
being LeBron
unfortunate
James' son.
because you feel bad because honestly, if Bronny like spent 4 years at USC or whatever, maybe he could develop into someone who's kind of like a Trace Jackson Davis type guy, kind of does his
Yeah.
role, you know whatever. But he won't be able
Jaime
to. Because
Hawkins comes in the league like that,
guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna come into the league. It's gonna be so extremely competitive and difficult for him. And what's gonna happen? They'll probably send him to the G League. He'll struggle in the G League too because he's not even probably G League quality player. And LeBron's gonna ruin his career probably, but that's
It'd
fine.
be so funny if LeBron makes the team give him minutes.
I mean, he would. He wants to play on the court with his son. Can you imagine a
Dude.
Bronny to LeBron alley-oop, bro? Respectfully.
Dude, imagine a LeBron James outlet pass to a Bronny James brick from 3.
But I think that's why the Lakers are in a unique situation because it's like, hey, do they go all out and trade and stuff? I don't know. I don't even know what AD is thinking. If I'm AD, I'm trying to get the hell out of there because you can't lead a team. You know what I mean? And if LeBron leaves, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Dude, man, when AD got that injury last night, I was
That
like,
was really nice. Yeah.
we don't. Obviously, on this podcast, we don't root for injuries.
No.
But
no.
yeah,
we're just like, you can imagine some like really bitter Warriors fan somewhere being like, and just laughing because it's AD. He was so fucking hobbled. That's the other thing about AD is like he's soft as shit. So even when he gets some minor injury like that, he walks off like somebody just shot him in the thigh. Like he sells it, dude. He really made made me think like, oh shit, he's gonna be out for like 3 weeks, and then he was back.
He did that. Apologies. He did that in the last playoffs too. Remember when he got like took out in a wheelchair? I was like, bro, what?
I
Dude,
forgot.
dude, he's so fucking soft.
It's
But
actually-
hey man, we don't root for injuries here, right?
yeah, no, definitely not. But I think you like kind of circling back. What do y'all think actually is gonna happen to the Lakers? I'm actually interested to see. Like, obviously, you guys are more on like social media and stuff. What is the media saying?
People have been talking a lot about Zach LaVine, but
Coming to the Lakers?
wait, going to the Lakers. I mean, I would
Ooh.
take Zach LaVine on the Warriors.
Zach
so
LaVine and Anthony Davis. Woo!
I mean, I thought the
I would
Lakers
take
were
Zach
mad at
LaVine on
their
the Warriors, but
mad at Darvin Ham. I thought Darvin Ham was getting a lot of
that's
shit.
another thing. Yeah, they're
That was
saying,
a while
Darvin Ham
ago.
should be fired. No, I mean they're still mad at him. They think he should be fired, but it's like, I mean, the roster fucking sucks, dude. Like, there's no again, don't make a move, but like, there's nothing that's saving this team. Like they it's actually kind of eerie how similar they are to the Warriors. Like LeBron is too old to give like superstar level performances consistently anymore. He's just too tired. The second when he plays a game like he did last night, that's a sign that he's going to spend like the next 3 or 4 games basically like idling
Yeah.
and chilling because he's old and he can't do anymore. AD, I mean, he's always been the archetype of player who just is incapable of leading a team as the best player on the team. It's just
But he's
who
been
he
pretty
is.
healthy. Like this
Uh,
past year, he's been
Yeah.
like a lot of most of his games this past year. So
No, I mean
it's kind of turning that
that's not
around.
even what I'm saying. It's just like he's not a first option on offense. So you need LeBron to be the first option on offense, but LeBron is 39 years old and he's just dead tired after even one like like vintage LeBron performance. He doesn't have it in him to do it night in, night out anymore. So
I mean,
you need you
my
really
position is
need
that I think LeBron could still be the best offensive player on a championship team, and AD is clearly capable of being the best defensive player in the league. Like last playoffs, he was by far the best defensive player. Kind of cooked
It's the
stat.
reason why we lost against
Yeah,
the
exactly. And I think they're still like they can make a trade like D'Lo. I know there's been a lot of chatter about like D'Lo and Austin Reeves being kind of repetitive, so you could trade one of them. And D'Lo's
Yeah.
probably they're both still good players, just that they're kind of repetitive on the same team. So if you trade
they
D'Lo
can't
for
play
like a solid,
defense. So
exactly, if you trade D'Lo for like a solid 3 and D, then I mean that could turn their season around. I don't think they really need like
I
a
still
Zach
wouldn't.
LaVine
I
type
still
guy.
don't trust that team. They still wouldn't have a real first option. I know you're saying, oh, LeBron can be it. No, he can. He can be the first option on any given night, but he can't be the first option over a 6 or 7 game playoff series. There's no
I
way
mean, was last
his
year.
body will break down.
It
What?
was last year for like two series. Memphis, he cooked Memphis, bro. It wasn't AD, bro. It was fucking LeBron.
He cooked Memphis. Okay, again against the Warriors, he was not. He wasn't even the leading scorer that series.
Sure, but you still said like in a single series, and then AD was in the he was the first option in
Exactly.
there. So I don't know.
Okay. No.
So
Okay.
they
Wait,
had two
first
first
off,
options. How is that a bad thing?
No. Wait a second, Wes. First off, there was an entire game where it was neither AD nor LeBron James being the first option down the stretch. It was Lonnie Walker.
That's like
Second
a quarter.
off,
Yes, people
yeah,
players have hot streaks.
down the stretch in the closing minutes, you have Lonnie Walker getting you the buckets to win you the game.
I
You
mean,
think that's indicative of
how is that a bad thing
being
about
a first
LeBron or
option?
AD then?
It's
One
not a
of their
bad
players
thing
is
to
hot.
LeBron. It's not a bad
If one
thing
of
to
their
LeBron
players
at
is playing
all.
hot, then you
It
defer
goes
to
back
them.
to the central point. They need offense from sources outside of LeBron consistently if they want to be a contender. And yes, they do have D'Lo on the roster. You do have
I
Austin
mean,
Reeves
that's
on
the
the
same
roster.
thing. That
But
same thing applies to us too.
And that's not
Well,
consistently. That's like
when
one
have I
quarter
ever
where
said that doesn't apply to us? Wait a second. So they do have D'Lo on the roster, but D'Lo is the guy that most of the fan base wants to trade because he's so inconsistent. They have Austin Reeves on the roster, but Austin Reeves is a guy who's like, according to the numbers, basically the worst defender in the league. So you can have him on the court, but then all of a sudden you have to put Jared Vanderbilt out there with him because Jared Vanderbilt covers for a lot of his defensive mistakes. And Jared Vanderbilt is a very, very, very weak offensive player who's not even capable of really being a fifth option. He can't really space the floor. He's not going to attack, closeouts. He's not going to do any of that. He's basically just there to, make swing passes. So the core that they have right now, every single one of them around LeBron and AD has a serious issue that has made the Lakers fan base at some point be upset at them. To me, factoring in again this idea that I think LeBron at 39 years old, who's again also 1 year older than he was last year, that's not a sustainable recipe for a long championship run when you have a 39-year-old guy who's going to be expected to still carry the load as first option, surrounded by a bunch of inconsistent players with obvious weaknesses. Obviously, I left out AD there, and I think AD is the reason why they could probably make like a second-round push because he's that good defensively, and he still is a capable offensive player, obviously. But if we're going back like there would have to be a significant move made for me to be like, oh yeah, this Lakers team is a contender.
No, I would agree.
I mean, they have
but-
LeBron. Having LeBron and AD is like insane. And I think they can make like some real damage with a good D'Lo trade. I think like package D'Lo, Gabe Vincent, and you can get like a solid 3 and D to put alongside. Because like the
Yeah, I
recipe for
just noticed.
LeBron,
So
a good LeBron team
Gabe
is shooters
Vincent
around him.
is Gabe Vincent injured?
I don't even know.
I think so. Yeah,
I thought he would be playable, but I guess not. I don't know.
I mean, he was
Isn't
hooping
he-
with the Heat.
he's injured, right? Yeah, he's
Oh,
And that's
injured.
the Heat though. That's the Heat though. Eric Spoelstra is like a genius for getting the most out of guys.
I don't know.
But
I don't know why we're all of a sudden acting like he got played out of the rotation, guys. He just got hurt.
okay, well,
got you. How was he doing before he got injured?
I think like all right. I will say I do remember Lakers fans were like we overpaid him, but I don't think he was like embarrassing himself. It was just like he wasn't playing as well as he had during that finals run. But
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of expect that, dude. It's the fucking Heat. They like squeeze good performances out of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of would agree with Thomas West that like like it depends on what they get for like D'Lo. Like how much can you get out of him, like D'Lo and Gabe Vincent? You can't really like see our trade package that we have been formulating in our minds, which is currently Kuminga, Moody, Wiggins, picks. That's way more valuable than anything the Lakers could offer, other than
but
AD.
I don't think
AD
I
himself.
don't. To be fair, I don't think the Lakers need as big of a splash as we do. Like they have their solid two guys, LeBron and AD. They just need like a solid kind of connective tissue that can kind of bring everything together. Because they have like Austin Reeves, LeBron, AD. That's like a pretty solid big three, honestly. Last year they kind of cooked.
See,
I
this is
like I
this,
said,
this
I
is the
just
thing. Like,
I-
personally, I disagree with that.
Yeah, I disagree with that too, to be honest.
I don't like you can say like, oh, they have their big three, but then what happened to their big three against like an actual contender in the Nuggets? They got destroyed. They got swept. Like you can say, oh, they can position themselves to get swept again, but I don't think that's what the front office wants to do.
I think the Lakers are in a very similar position as they don't have a consistent second option and they don't have consistent defense. It's a very similar problem to what we have. We don't have a consistent second option, second scorer, and we don't have consistent defense.
It's actually, like I said, similar to fucking Erie, right? Because we have Draymond and they have AD, who are two of the most single dominant defensive players in the entire league. And yet, because of the personnel surrounding them, both those teams have still struggled with defense. Obviously, in the Lakers, you're talking it's D'Lo, it's AR, and it's an old ass LeBron James who can't be bothered to do anything. And on the Warriors, you're talking about an older staff who's struggling on defense more and more, an older player struggling on defense more and more. Wiggins, who's taken a step down on defense. A guy like Looney who's lost ability to move, a guy like Saric who just gets
Saric.
bullied. Like, but again, it's like
Sarge
you
looks like, oh my
one
god, I just got Sarge is you on defense, dog. It's actually unbelievable because you're like like above average for your height, for your age and whatever age. You're above average height.
what the fuck? This is like standardized testing.
Bro, you're literally Sarge. You just like stand there. He just stands there and he gets just shoved around. It's like he's not even there.
He does, man. Dude, dude, you let anybody with even a slight like weight or height range on him or whatever, it's over. He just gets fucking plastered.
Dude, it's actually hilarious. Anyway, sorry, you were in the flow. I cut your flow off. Your
Wait,
point
me
was
or
valid
what?
though. No, Thomas, your point is completely valid about the eerily similar and I will
no.
point out something even more. Another similarity. Steph and LeBron are both the first option scorers, but they're not as consistent as they were in previous seasons. Obviously, more for LeBron than Steph. Steph is still, I would say, a better first option than LeBron. But
One thing I forgot about, didn't LeBron have like a foot injury last year? Like
He
in that
did.
went into the playoffs, so and he's fully healthy now. So which he's still old, like I'm not gonna he's like 40. But
yeah,
like
I mean that's a fair point. I mean, not
not having a
just,
foot injury is
but
huge,
I also
you know?
do think that like look at Steph for example. He has no injuries, but he's obviously not as consistent as he's been in the past. He's still
I mean
he's still a top player in the league.
he showed us last night he still has that in him. It's just like at this
That's
point, what's the motivation?
but that's my
Like
exact point though. He
if I'm
has
Steph, I
it.
don't believe this team can win a championship as currently constructed if I'm
Yeah.
Steph Curry. So what's the point of like killing myself, going all out just to like not win games anyways, you know?
Steph's a competitor and a winner. Like I don't think you're gonna see him.
Yeah, I
growing
don't
the
think it would be
talent.
kind of like a Vince Carter type thing where he's just gonna not play or whatever. But I do think it's just that he's older and it's harder for him to play as consistently as he did when he was younger. I mean, that's the thing about getting old. Getting older doesn't mean that, like in this day and age with sports science and all the technology that these athletes are using to keep their body recovered and healthy and ready to go for the next game, you still cannot stop the God-given process of aging. That's still impossible to stop. You cannot reverse age. So there will be some indications of him getting older, which we are seeing. He had a small little slump a couple of games against the Kings. By the way, we didn't even really talk about that. A heartbreaking end. You know what I mean? Like I
Another
rewatched the last play.
fucking
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. By the way, like
another fucking game we should have won,
we
man.
should have won that. We should have absolutely won that. Absolutely, we should have won that. Kaminga missed.
That's 2 in a row, dude.
Kaminga missed of like a cherry, like a literal cherry. He should have made that. We should have been comfortably in the lead, but fortunately didn't. Herder missed both free throws. By the way, loyal 3 Points podcast fans, I was there in the building. It was Muslim Heritage Day. Shout out Muslim Heritage Day. But another heartbreaking loss. So we're currently
They better
on.
not have it next year, dude. Because fucking lost.
He's joking, by the way. He's joking. So we're currently on a 2-game
Streak.
losing game streak. We did beat the Hawks, luckily. But yeah, so I think the Lakers and the Warriors are in a very similar situation. But I think last night, like, I guess we could kind of now shift into some trades for the Warriors because I guess this is just the constant topic. Here's the thing, though. Kaminga's value is super high right now. It's super high for himself, obviously. Like, based off, like, if you had, like, a stock trajectory chart, it's, like, the all-time high. It's like Bitcoin, $60,000. It's up there. It's the max. You know what I mean? It's about to pummel down, probably, because I don't see him playing better than this. I mean, I doubt it. Like, is he going to do more than, like, 20-plus points a game? I don't know. It's tough to say. However, we will give a shout out to one of our co-hosts, Wesley Hastings. He had the most faith in Kaminga because in the earlier episodes, you said that he will average around 15 points. And if you look at his average right now, he is averaging
It's right there
right
or more.
there.
Dude, what can I say?
Let's check regular season. 14.5 points, 53%. 32% from 3. 4.5 rebounds, 166. So Wes was on the dot because
cooking.
of his insane last couple of weeks of performance. And Thomas had 10 points.
Ooh,
Oh, thank God we recorded it, man. Woo. Ferocious take. I was conservative as usual. I gave us humble 12, 13 points, but still not as bad as 10 points. He's been hooping. Are y'all still wanting to let go of him?
yeah.
It completely depends on what we get.
I guess.
Uh,
Okay.
It really depends on what we get.
If I'm Dunleavy Jr., and I come and, I'm like, man, we got Thomas Wesley of the 3 Points podcast.
Call Sean Marks, whatever the Brooklyn GM's name
I'm
is.
talking to Sean Marks or whatever the Brooklyn GM's name is. I'm Dunleavy. I'm talking to you two. For Kaminga and Brandon Podziemski, they are gonna give us I'm having brain fart. Can you guys help me?
Mikhail,
Mikhail,
Dorian Finney-Smith.
and
That
Dorian
wouldn't be the
Finney-Smith.
deal.
No,
That's not the deal.
No, because I was looking around other places and I saw like on Reddit or Twitter or whatever that people were saying that the Nets may be interested in Pods versus like Moody and Wiggins. Why would they want Moody or Wiggins?
Why would they want fucking Wiggins, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And why would they even want Moody, to be honest? He's a role player at best on a championship team, which is still good. You want that on your team. But Podziemski and Kaminga. Now, are you guys comfortable with that?
I wouldn't do pods.
But it's
Wouldn't do
interesting.
it.
Okay, Wes, go ahead before I say anything.
I mean, if that's what they wanted, I feel like I would have to concede. But like, there are like 2 most promising young players, and it's not easy. But like, my mindset is just like, do I foresee either of those guys becoming like a Steph-like player where like they're the best player in the championship team? Because if not, then you have to do that trade. It's harder. Like, it's not easier now that you slide Pods in there instead of Moody and Wiggins. But I think it's still like a necessary evil.
It's also important to consider Steph is 30. What, he's 36, right?
He's turning 36 soon.
Yeah, but he's not 46. He's gonna be around for 2 or 3 more years, probably. And those guys could be valuable contributors in those 2 or 3 more years. Like I'm not thinking about the future as in like
Sure,
15 years in the
Steph
future.
is there,
like
but do
them
you
turning
trust?
into
But do you
first
trust
options.
Clay
I'm
and
talking.
Draymond? Do you trust Clay and Draymond to not regress? Because I want to make another point.
I trust Draymond.
Draymond is hooping. Don't get me wrong, but I could even tell he's regressed a little bit. He's been throwing some sloppy passes, bro. The guy will be here. It'll be like a low towards his calf. A couple of them, not often, not a cup, but a couple. And old Draymond was on the money. Like he would be doing that
Not
a lot,
always.
but he'd be a lot less frequent. It'd be a lot less frequent. Like last night,
a perfect passer.
it was a perfect answer. But last night, for example, I saw at least 3 or 4 passes
Yeah.
from Dre. 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, look, from my eyes, I cannot tell you like stats, but from my eyes, as a Warriors fan, as watching Dre for the last couple of years, it seems more. Because the last couple of games I've been noticing this, that he's just been doing that a little bit more often, that he's been throwing a little bit more sloppy passes. And again, it's not like, oh, it's just like you're just jumping to age. But I mean, it really is that age is really that big. It really just, it's so like, I mean, if you really think about it, if it wasn't for age, so many NBA players could just play forever until their body just kind of gives out. You know what I mean? But it's because of the age and your body slowly kind of declining on itself that you're unable to perform at a level that you used to. Your cognitive abilities, your reaction, your strength, your, eye-hand coordination, they all decrease. So I definitely been noticing as well. And another thing about Pods that he needs to work on, I've been noticing as well. He dribbles only like he could dribble left or right, but he like overuses one-hand dribbles. Like I don't know if you guys notice this. Notice this in the next game. He'll be driving up. He'll be dribbling with one hand, just like constantly. And then he'll like try to like drive in. He'll be dribbling with one hand, and then finally he'll switch eventually. But he really repeatedly dribbles with his left hand only. I don't know if you guys have noticed that as well. Check it out. Pause.
I don't think that's an issue. How is that
Yeah, I
an
don't think
issue?
that's
No, it's not an issue. I'm just saying.
probably something he'll
I
just
noted.
like improve on.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
something he'll
No,
improve
that's
on.
something
yeah.
I just.
How does
It
it
was
doesn't
kind of
even
awkward. I didn't mean to connect the two. This was kind of like another thing I noted that I wanted to mention because I keep on forgetting to mention it on the podcast. But yeah, something for Pods if he's listening to the podcast. Hey man, you should improve that ability because it could really take your handle game to another level. Because that's something he kind of doesn't have a deep bag, and I feel like one contributing factor to that is because he really overuses the one hand dribble.
He's a pretty solid finisher, but like dribbling, yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
hit
I
or
feel like.
I mean,
but finishing. He's pretty solid.
Oh yeah, 100%.
no, but he has the ability to attack the rim. Like I would not say the handle is one of his bigger weaknesses. His biggest weakness is defense. Like a lot of players on our team, unfortunately.
But it's an obvious weakness. Okay, just notice it. Just notice it. Next game, we will circle back on this.
I've watched his handle. I know what you're talking about. It doesn't strike me as a weakness. I think that's just how he dribbles. I don't. He seems to be. If anything, I trust him with the ball more than like Clay or Saric or a lot of other people on our team. Obviously, Saric is a big.
That's not my
still.
point. That you can't trust him. I'm just saying he can improve his handles in another game if he stops overusing his left hand dribble. Just check it out next game. I'll try to note it out while we're watching the game. When he's driving up, he'll be spamming the left hand dribble. Like
I know he does that. I'm aware. How does that affect his ability as a basketball player? Can he not make passes when he's dribbling with his left hand?
No. Because
Can he not move towards the basket?
Okay. When you play basketball, if you're using both hands,
I mean,
you'll
Thomas,
be better.
Steph is like a 10 times better player than he because of like how good his handles. Like he can handle like double teams, traps. He can handle all that because of how.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But Potts doesn't actually have a problem going to his right. He just tends to use his left hand, except when he's actually initiating an offensive
so
drive.
that's where I differ. I think I'm saying he has to be more comfortable using both hands. That's what I'm trying to say because I don't think in certain I don't think he's as comfortable as he should
I've
be.
seen him go to his right many times. I would never.
I have
wouldn't
too, but
point
I've
that out
seen
as
too
a
many plays
notable
where
weakness.
he's just dribbling with his left hand up the court, or he's like circling around. He's trying to find like a good play pass or whatever, and he's just using the one left hand.
But those are all situations where it doesn't matter which hand you're using. The only situation where it matters which hand you're able to use is when you're attempting to attack the rim to either direction, and you have to be able to use both hands to attack the rim. Other than that, you can dribble with one hand all you want, as long as you're just switching around finding a pass.
No, that's not true. When you're playing basketball, if I'm a defender and a player is just coming with one hand, just like left hand dribble, versus someone who's kind of more fluid, using both hands, a little bit in between them, whatever, I'm more intimidated by that. That player is a lot more.
What are we talking about?
I just thought of that.
More
what's that guy?
Absolutely.
What's that guy who's like stuck in like he has like those clips from like 2016 where he's just like doing all like the
Oh,
dribble, like Jalen something.
Julian Newman.
Julian
Julian
Newman. Julian
That's
Newman.
what I
bro.
thought. Are you intimidated by Julian Newman? Just
No,
like
no, no, of course not, bro. But my point is, okay, well, next game, I'll try and point it out. All I'm saying is, as just a side note, this has nothing to do with our previous discussion. Pods should try to incorporate both hands a lot more because too often, maybe this is something just I noticed, and perhaps something you guys may
No.
have not noticed.
I should say, for the record, I agree with your general point 100%. He tends to use his left hand a lot. I
No, not
reject the
tends to lose
idea
a
that it
lot. There's
affects-
some plays where he's only using his left hand. That's what I'm literally.
Yes,
trying to say.
exactly. That's the same
And that's
thing.
a weakness. That's a weakness. That if
I-
for a whole play you're only using your left hand, that's a weakness.
It was only a weakness if it affects the play. If the play would have turned out differently if he
How
was
do-
using his right
But
hand.
He's obviously okay, Thomas. Would you agree that he's obviously a better player? A player is a better player if he uses both hands to dribble.
What? Why would I already said when which hand you can use matters. There's a very specific situation. It's when you're attacking the rim and you don't want to be able to you don't want to be able to let a defender close you off to one direction by forcing you to go the other way. That's when it matters. And Pods has no problem going to his right when he has to. I've never noticed that to be a problem. When you're just dribbling the ball around the court, it does not functionally matter which hand you're using, even if you're using only one hand. It's just
I
not
mean, I
really
think it
matter.
matters. I think it matters a little bit, like what
Yeah, of
passes
course
you're able
it
to
does.
make.
Of
Because like
course it
driving
does.
is not the only place you
Yeah,
use.
driving is
your-
not the only place you use handles, Thomas. That's the only place you use your dribbling skills.
I mean, Steph's comfortable making a pass with left or right hand. He's comfortable like dribbling behind the back, left or right. Like,
That's a different conversation.
and
You're
that's
saying
not-
is he
and that's
comfortable
not
making a pass
driving.
with left or right hand?
That's brother. If you're dribbling with just one hand, how are you gonna make the pass with the right hand?
Well, see, most players when they go to make a pass, they actually come to clutch the ball up with two hands very quickly, and then
Right.
boom.
So that's exactly what I'm saying.
Steph is
Okay,
actually
now
the
imagine
exception. Steph loves to make hook passes.
But that's my exact
one
point.
hand.
If you're able to incorporate your other hand more, then you will become a better player. That's my exact point. And I'm not trying to say that, oh, he's a horrible offensive player, whatever. All I'm saying, which is a very true statement, you're just arguing meaninglessly.
I'm not. No, I'm. No, there's no.
If
I'm not. And there's a
Pods
reason why
should
I
incorporate his
decided
right
to
hand
turn this
more.
into an argument.
Pods needs to incorporate his right hand more, and that'll make him a better player. That's all I'm saying. And it's very much
That's
true.
There you go. That's correct.
That's
Like
exactly what I
incorporating
said.
his right hand more. No. You said him dribbling the ball. You started the conversation by saying him dribbling the ball up the court with exclusively his left hand is a problem. It's not.
Yeah. So
That doesn't affect the game whatsoever.
So when
There's
you're
situations in
Thomas,
which
if you're dribbling, so you're telling me this: if a player is just dribbling with one hand up the court, it's not a problem versus someone who's using both hands.
Why?
on the
No,
court. No.
it's not. It's not a problem at all.
I mean, dribbling up the court.
How?
No,
Like dribbling, in a play, just
dribbling
using
around
one
the
hand.
court. Dribbling around
Yeah.
the court, yeah, it has advantages.
Of course, that's my only one. Thank you. Okay, at least Wes agrees with me. Two out
How
of
would
three.
it? Okay, wait. Actually, no. Let me actually think about this. Okay, so let's say he was instead dribbling half the time with the right, half the time with the left, right? Like, oh, he's the
That would be a
perfect
problem
balance
as well.
basketball
That would be
player,
a problem as well. You know what the point is. So let's not waste the
right?
time.
Wait. So then, what's the problem?
The point is you use both hands fluidly. You use both hands fluidly. That's the point. That's the whole
Which
point.
he does. He switches to the right when he needs to. He just
that's what I'm
chooses
saying.
to
No,
dribble.
I don't think he does enough or well enough. That's what I'm trying to say. I think he overuses his left hand. That's my whole point. That's my whole thing.
I mean, the thing with like a guy like Kyrie or Steph is if you didn't know anything about them and you just watched the game, you wouldn't be able to tell are they left or right dominant. With Pods, you can clearly tell he's left dominant, even though
thank you.
he can use his right hand. He does obviously.
Okay,
but
well now we're talking about the two greatest handlers of all time in comparison to a rookie.
Jamal Murray, another guy that you can't really tell. Donovan Mitchell, you
Absolutely.
can't tell.
Great.
Jalen Brunson, you can't tell.
Great.
Jalen Brunson, you could tell. I guess.
Jalen Brunson, you can tell.
James
wait,
Harden.
wait. Do you notice why you can tell with Jalen Brunson? Because he's left-handed.
James
and we
Harden, you
know
can't
these
tell.
people
You
are
can't tell.
left-handed.
James
Like
Harden. You can't tell.
Oz is.
You cannot tell James Harden's handle.
Yes, you can.
By his handle, you can't tell he's left-handed. What are you talking about?
Yes, you can. He always is going that step back. He always goes to it from the left hand. That's handle every single time.
By just his dribbling motion style, coming up the
And
court.
he goes to the left. And James Harden is another guy who goes to the left way more often than he goes to the right. But it doesn't matter.
There's not a
because it's James
problem with
Harden.
going more. There's little specific plays in my mind I remember where he's just using the left hand, and that is a problem. And I think Wes gets my point. You don't. That's fine. I will try to note down in the game, but we have like 12 minutes before the Ravens game starts. So let's move back to what we were talking earlier, trades and stuff like that. You had a trade proposed, Thomas. Go ahead. Why don't you swing it over?
The idea was actually it was just like this came up in a conversation actually between me and my roommate. You guys know. I was thinking
Fellow
of
host of
asking the
the
Wiz
Passing the
Passing Downs
Yards,
podcast. Yes, sir.
Passing Downs podcast.
Yeah. Uh, I was thinking about hitting the Wizards up for Daniel Gafford and Tyus Jones.
For Jordan Poole.
Daniel Gafford and Tyus Jones. To me, that would solve a couple important issues with the team. I think we could all agree that like the biggest issue with the team right now is there's no secondary playmaker outside of Steph. I think that's the thing that every single Warriors fan, not just us three, but like people on Twitter, people on Reddit, people wherever, have been frustrated with the entire season. Like Tyus Jones is very much the McDonald's solution to that. But he would be a solution, and he probably wouldn't cost like the players we were talking about earlier. I mean, well, maybe if you're including Gafford too, maybe one of Kuminga or Pods would have to go. But he definitely that deal would not cost both of them, which would be nice. And then it's the second problem with the Warriors team is obviously just team defense in general. And Gafford is a guy who would hugely help lock down on that end. He's just a no nonsense fucking guy. He knows how to do his job. And he has like the requisite athleticism, which is something that neither Looney nor Saric, who are the two bigs on our roster right now, with the exception of TJD, who's a rookie and who Steve Kerr obviously doesn't trust to play big minutes in important games. Gafford would be like a massive upgrade from Looney and Saric on the defensive end. And he's also very casual, like one of the most efficient rim finishers in the entire league, which would be nice to pair with an offense that creates a lot of space, in the form of Steph and Clay.
So, you have him and who the other player?
What?
So
Tyus Jones.
Tyus Jones.
Yeah. Sorry, I was like, what? That was just a little idea.
Okay,
I mean,
and what about Tyus Jones? Can you like talk about what he would add to the team?
I mean, I think it's like it's really just like pure playmaking. Like that's the idea.
But we need a second scoring option. How does that solve our problem?
I actually don't like think that's the biggest thing with Kuminga. Again, I'm assuming this still Kuminga wouldn't be going out.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That's
So-
interesting. So who's going out? I guess that did you mention that already? I may have missed that.
The idea would be Picks, Moody, and like maybe I don't know if they would need a salary match with CP3. I don't know if they'd need a salary match with Wiggins,
Do that in
something
a
like that.
second. Do that in a second.
did
do it in a second.
CP back
That's
to
it.
Washington?
But again, it
Then
would be
CP
like
back.
probably it would. Dude, that would be so hilarious. Man, that would be so
But
funny.
unfortunately,
That sold me on
I
the
gotta
idea even
say,
more.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Okay. Let's rate the likelihood of this trade happening out of 10. Wes, go ahead.
Like a 2. There's like been no whispers of this.
Decimals.
Exactly. This
decimals.
is just purely my like. Oh, that would be cool.
Like
This
if
isn't
you-
like there's been
like if
smoke.
I'm Dunleavy Jr.,
this.
you would recommend this to me.
Yeah. Like I would if I had Dunleavy's phone number, I'd be like, yo, what do you think about this? Try this.
Yeah,
For
no,
one thing,
But
I actually like that, honestly. I actually really like that trade because in that way, we keep Kuminga, we keep Pods. We still have Wiggins, right? Oh, no, you said we're trading Wiggins, right? In the
again,
trade.
this is not like something that's been talked about. I don't even know what would be required. I feel pretty confident saying we wouldn't have to send out Kuminga.
I'm assuming the Wizards would not want Kuminga. They'd want Picks, they'd want Moody, and
I mean, they would want Kuminga, but they would know they couldn't get him.
sorry. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I know you mean.
Yeah. They would have Moody, Picks, and CP3 potentially. But in that way, our lineup would be pretty tough because we still have a second scoring option in Kuminga. We have Curry. We still have Clay. We still have Wiggins. We have Gafford, and we have Jones. With Draymond, with Looney, we keep. I like it. I think it's a really solid trade.
Tyus Jones, by the way, is the guy that Lakers fans have been saying they want for a while now. So that's for what that's worth.
Ooh, that means we shouldn't touch him.
yeah, exactly.
Because that means that he's actually trash. He's a show up and he's a do nothing.
Dude, what do you mean, dude? When LeBron trades somebody at the deadline, it's like a rejuvenation. That's the secret, right? Because when somebody's drafted on a team that has LeBron, they're fucking terrible, and then when they leave, they get good. When LeBron trades somebody at the deadline, all of a sudden they turn into an all NBA player.
And then they
So-
suck by the next deadline. LeBron has to trade them again.
Exact. That's that's the perpetual cycle.
I like
Never
it. I
his
really
fault.
like it. I just wish there was some chatter about it. Dude, I just really Dunleavy, my brother. Mike Dunleavy Jr. I hate his last name, dude. It's actually so like Dunleavy. I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
Dunleavy.
Isn't it Dunleavy?
Okay.
Well, you know what? From now on, we sticking with Dunleavy on the podcast. Dunleavy. So just cook something up. Okay, we have about 2 weeks left. I think February 11th is the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So look, right around the corner. I think basically this is the point. If we end up doing nothing, which honestly, I don't think we will, because honestly, I said honestly twice in the span of 4 words. I don't think Dunleavy's that type of guy where like he came immediately and he got rid of Poole. We got CP
Shout out for that. That was
like
really cool.
like this. So I'm assuming he's cooking something up. I really am assuming it. If he really doesn't, then genuinely, guys, it was great, a pleasure doing the good era of the podcast. Of course, the podcast won't stop, but it'll just be Cope episode after Cope episode after Cope episode for the next maybe like 6 years of our lives. It'll be like Cope episode
Until Kaminga blossoms.
until coming up on Cope episode 2844. I just had a kid, but the Warriors still suck. You know what I mean? So, but fingers crossed. Knock on wood. I don't have any wood around me. Thomas, you got some wood right next to you. Quick. Good. He did it for us. We should get a trade done. Now, if it's with the Nets, if it's with the Wizards, I don't know. I personally don't want to get rid of Kuminga. Truly, I don't. I really do like. It's really interesting because we have such a lethal shooting core, and then it's just him who's just a monster at the rim. It's just we have our perimeter game, we have our like mid-range game, then we have Kuminga who's just running to the brim, and he truly cannot be stopped. It's like when he's just running up there, it's so difficult to stop. Like even to LeBron freaking James, he was like shoving him around yesterday.
There were a couple possessions that were pretty fun to watch in that.
Although I will say, I think like my favorite, like my most, like the play where, like the best best play that could have happened of my like NBA career was a Warriors Lakers game. We were watching this together, I think. I don't know if you were there, Wes. Poole was driving up. He did this insane handle on LeBron, or no, he did a crossover move and he almost dunked on LeBron. But they called it a foul or he missed it or something like that. Bro, that play was insane. Like, it's in my mind right now. That was a sick play, but that was kind of on the side point. Anyways, so let's see what happens February 11th. It's right around the corner.
I mean, if they do make this Wizards trade, you guys think they're back up there, title contenders? Or...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because that's the thing. I don't think this moves the needle enough.
Yes, sir.
It's like a positive.
Immediately.
It's like a very slight positive.
Honestly, though, no. You know what I will say? I think we're so close, yet so far to crossing
that's what it feels like. Yeah.
We're so close, but yet we're still so far. If we get some good defensive pieces, we get some good, playmaking ability, which CP3 was supposed to be that playmaker, right? For Kuminga, the lob, dunk it down, that was supposed to be him. But unfortunately, he hasn't been. And you can't really blame him.
He got hurt. Who could have predicted that? I mean, come on, let's be fair to him.
He's been so, right?
He's been so available.
We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. I'm really nervous, man, because it's really getting close. And the thing is that, look, if it was Bob Myers, honestly, I'm not too worried because he has a track record. He's proven himself. But Dunleavy Jr., I mean, he did the Poole thing. This is his time. This is his time. You want to be executive of the year, dog? This is where you
do it.
Is how you do it, brother. So I think it's a good place to end it. The Ravens and Chiefs. Let's give our predictions. We should start a football podcast, guys.
Bro, what?
That was actually good, Wes. Wes actually got me.
I literally.
What? I was like, what? Wes, I was joking. You said that, bro. I feel like, imagine us trying to do that. So like, Christian McCaffrey's so good.
Like, literally, it would be so. I can't even imagine how miserable I would be.
Bro. Okay, honestly, Brock Purdy, top 3 quarterbacks all time. Take it or leave it.
That's
Take it or
pretty.
leave it.
I like the analysis. Yeah.
Dude, that would be so funny, bro. We that's actually so funny. But okay, what do you guys think? Ravens or Chiefs?
Ravens.
I have the Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes. dude.
Ravens all day.
You can't count out Mahomes. Woo! It's
Yeah,
like
no, I
freaking
can't.
Lamar-
That's actually,
Lamar
I'm actually so
Jackson.
scared.
I mean, Lamar
I'm so
Jackson.
scared.
Dude. Don't be too scared. Our team plays afterwards, so don't be too scared.
I'm I just don't want to see them. in
What about
Super
the
Bowl again,
Niners and the
man.
Kings? Honestly, the last game, I mean, against
The
Green
King-
Bay,
What do you have with the
the Detroit
the fuck?
Lions, dog. The Detroit
What is
Lions.
with you,
Bro, Darren Fox, is he QB?
dude? Dude, Demontis Sabonis, dude, I've said it a long time. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league.
Dude, Demonis Sabonis flopping, bro. He'd be the greatest flopper in the league. Okay,
Dude,
anyway,
Malik Monk, a wide receiver, man. He's a minute.
he's got hops though. Okay,
huge.
anyways. The Lions,
Lions all day.
Freaking the Lions.
the Detroit Lions versus the Niners.
Okay,
Ooh.
I mean, we don't even have to discuss this one, right? We all know who we're picking.
I mean,
Right.
Yeah, we all
of
know.
course it's the Niners, but I'm worried. I'll tell you this right now. I'm worried though because the Purdy
Really?
was really under pressure. He was playing like Garoppolo last game.
It
We're-
was just the rain. We're chilling.
Hopefully. All right. I think we should end it there. Obviously, we're going to be on Discord chatting it up as the game goes on, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Really?
I mean, I'm gonna be doing homework while watching, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be on.
Wait, what, Thomas? What are you surprised about?
I was just gonna watch them, in the solace of my own mind.
In
peace
your
of mind.
mind?
What?
In your mind?
Not on
Peace
call,
and quiet.
idiot. Not on call, idiot. On text. Like texting.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. I thought you were saying we were gonna be on call. I was like, dog, I have like,
What's
That'd
the
be
excuse?
terrible.
No, wait,
Anyways.
wait. Let's hear the excuse. You know, dog, I have what?
Okay, fine. I just don't want to fucking do that.
Ah,
I don't want to talk to you
good.
guys.
You know,
Sorry.
I have stuff. Bro literally said that. I have stuff. That's what literally.
I literally said it. Yeah, well, that is literally how little of an excuse I had. I just don't want to do that.
Yeah. No. No. I got family coming over anyways. We're all gonna watch the game.
Let's
So,
go.
Yep. So, I think Chiefs, and I do think Niners, but I'm worried. I'm a little bit worried. It just, I think we'll
Niners
be able.
all day,
I think
knock
for the
on wood.
Niners, we'll be able to tell in the beginning of the game. Like if Purdy is on,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
have like a Packers type game. I don't know, but let's see. We'll be on Discord chatting it up. Not on call, on text. Don't pass out, Thomas. And
No, guys, I have stuff to do.
till next time.